So context, input, and output. I received some feedback from a friend on how much traction this specific reel got. And it got me thinking, like, well, there's quite a few reasons why that clip did so well. So I thought, let's talk about them. Here is some context. Here's my client, Mr. Murphy Sr. He's a well-established and respected real estate broker and amongst the elite top performers in the real estate space. Owns over 20 companies. He has an entire administrative staff, an entire real estate team that do all kinds of crazy numbers. And to give you a stat on that, the average realtor does about 8 to 9 transactions, while his real estate team does 35 to like 40 transactions per year. High output, high production. So all that I just described is an element of input. Terrence has taken the time to do and accomplish all of those things, and he is there after the fact to talk about his experience over this 14-year period. And you can argue that this opportunity that came up this past month for him to speak in front of thousands in the real estate industry, which in turn is the output or the result of the time he has put in. The annual event is called Build, so for this year it was Build 22. He was invited to speak, and to just give you some raw numbers of his Instagram account, he went from 18,000 to 24,000 in roughly 12 hours after his speech and presentation. And you can actually watch this whole presentation at Real Estate Entrepreneur with Terrence Murphy. It's one of the few YouTube channels that I get to manage by myself. He spoke on the first day of this 3-day conference. So he spoke on Tuesday, and Thursday it ended like at 6 p.m. or whatever. So in my eyes, I felt like we had to stay relevant. We had to really capitalize on him being at this event and just speaking on the first day. So he's getting this introduction, and by the end of the week, we need to deliver something that is polished and that really captures his message and throw it right back to them while it's relevant and in their brains. So this 6,000 follower number is arguably the output that was added to his Instagram account from an opportunity that was created by the input of more or less his whole career. So I made 5 clips. He used one of them as a reel. He used one of them in one of his stories, and he's reposted them since. But that one reel, which is the one that my friend contacted me about, received 10.5K views to about his 3.4K average. So that's about 3 times the result. And prior to posting this reel, he was very active and up to date on reposting people that were tagging him in videos, pictures of him, pictures with him, and he was putting more input into what that reel was going to drop at the end of the week. So he was staying relevant to people that not only that he just speak with, but he met, shook hands, and obviously they followed him. So here is what I believe to be the cherry on top. So he went out of his way to put more input and interact with nearly 3 times the effort when posting this reel. And what I mean by that is there's 106 comments on this specific reel. And for example, this one that he did a few weeks ago is 10 to 18 comments, so there's not much engagement. But for this one, he went out of his way, more input, to reply and like every single one of those comments. And I'd be lying to you if I didn't go and like each and every one of those comments as well, but that gives you a mental image of like how he's putting more towards this one reel. And as social media goes, almost every platform loves engagement, so they're going to boost it. So here's a quick recap. So you're taking the experience, all of the input, 14 years, becoming this authority in the real estate space. And then you get this output, the opportunity, this annual event, and then you capitalize on the relevancy of you at the event, speaking, doing these things, engaging in the people that you're meeting with in person and on social media. And that's more effort, that's more input. And the results were nearly 3 times of what he usually got. So I hope at this point you're saying, Kyle, of course there's a bigger result. You just listed all of these things and then we've been talking about it for like 2 minutes now. I would say exactly. And that is why context matters. So I hope this topic gets you thinking and shines more light on the importance of context, input, and output. And here's the last thing that I'll say on the topic for now. Input will deliver some sort of output. The challenge is to appreciate the output no matter how small or how large it comes. And here's the tricky part, it might not come as soon as you think. So keep doing what you're doing, my friends. I'll talk to you soon.